Welcome. Today I would like to talk about how you can do server-side re-rendering with React using a package called Next.js. So I already have it. So what you want to do is you want to install Next and React DOM, which I've already done. The next thing you have to do is so that you can run the development server and do a build, you need to copy the scripts section. So I'm going to do that for you right now here, so you can see what it looks like. So once I have that, I should be all set, and I can just run npm run def, and let's see what it does. So this is going to do essentially what you could do with any server-side programming language such as PHP or using Express or anything like that, or even using MVC in .NET. So if you do that, the server should be running locally at localhost 3000. And if I point to that, you should be able to see an index page. So here you can see it is printing in index, and let me make sure I have my console working here. So the thing to watch is, let's say how did we get that when we do this. So for server-side rendering, it's pretty easy. If you look at the documentation, it assumes by convention that you can add the pages you want to do server-side rendering under a folder called pages, and you can create your pages that way. And when you create a page, if you name it index.js, so if you go to the main area, it will be what would be shown. So here in index.js, basically I created a default component called hello, and as you would recognize it, it's just returning a div and it's saying in index. So that's all working in good. So here you can see this is all working perfectly. So if you wanted to add some more components such as a link, let me show you how to do that as well. So for the link, what you can do is you can import the link from Nextjs, which is what I'm going to do, so that we can link to some other page, for example. So that is good. And to link to something else, you basically have something called a link component which we imported. So I'm going to copy that. And let's say within this div, we want to be able to do this. So let me just do a break here and then add this here. So let me format this document so it looks reasonably good. So basically we have a link component which says this is just an HTML href which you can put on a link, but within that you need to put in a real anchor tag or a button or anything like that. So here I'm just saying we want to go to about, so let me just change it to go to a component called about. So basically if you click on /about, it's going to try to go to an about page. So as you learn to create the pages, what you want to do is just create a new file here under pages, and I'm going to call it about.js. And to make this, I'll just make a component right here, and I will name it about. And the thing is that from about, we also want to go to a link to maybe go to the index page. So I will just say go to index page, for example here. So if we just have that, let's see what we see. So in index, it's saying we can go to about. So if you go to about, you can see that it went to about, and it says you can it is in go to index page, and you can click on that and go back and forth. So just to make it easy enough to see here even in about, I'm going to change this to in about, so we know we are in about, and in index it is in the index. So as you can see, that pretty much works, and it's pretty easy to create this server-side render pages, and you can see this link component is very handy. So one other thing I wanted to show you that is kind of useful with this is a static function that can be executed when you visit a particular page, and it is called get initial blocks. So I'm going to add that here some code from the documentation. But basically, if you look at it, let me just add a console.log here as well. so you can see what it does. So get initial prompt is executed when the page is going to be visited, and we have a request. We can see what request came in, and from the request we basically are trying to find if request is null, request.headers dictionary, we look for users agent. Otherwise we will just send it to navigator.user agent, and we returning a user agent. So what we can show in this index page, where we have an index, and we can maybe show this property, because this becomes a property. Get initial props will essentially create a property for us called user agent. So as the name suggests, this function can be used to create initial properties. So if you look at just this, let's see what it does. If we visit this page, let's watch the console here as well. So here you can see in the console it didn't really render or print the request information, but here you can see in index it has got that property user agent, and it's in fact what I had sent in the request, in the network request. If you look at the index.js, here the request that is being sent, and if you look at the headers, request headers, you can see the user agent is this. So you can see that get initial props will get me that information. And if you look at our console here, as well in the this is actually on the server side terminal, so you can see it is printing the request error with lots and lots of information. So you can in fact see that this component is actually being rendered on the server side, and HTML is created, and that gets into the client. So to recap, basically what I've shown you is from index and about you can create regular looking React components, and to make it easy you can add them as pages. So when you go to index, it will be the top level, then about would be /about, and to refer to going to various links, you can do something like this, links components, and a special property that you can add to your component, which are server-side rendered. You can create a static async function called get initial props, and from that you can create properties for your components, such as updated here called user engine. So it's basically returning the properties, initial properties, and that's what I could access over here. So hopefully you have enjoyed this, and you can explore this more by visiting the documentation and learning more about React and server-side rendering.